This looks like the most wide open the NFL's been in a little while. Starting out with the first game of the wild card weekend is Rams vs. Panthers. The Panthers did beat the Rams earlier in the regular season, but the Panthers are pretty much just here by the power of friendship and the worst team in the playoffs, and they'll probably just go out there and have fun. The Rams haven't been great the past few weeks, but I think they'll be fine and take this one 28-10. First take on the Packers. I think the Packers are cooked in this game without Micah. And this Packers team is just not good without him, especially the defense. They'll look just horrid against the Ravens. However, I think it'll be close because both the times they played each other earlier, it came down to the wire, and I just see the Bears offense coming out slow. And it's also Caleb's first playoff game, but I'll still take the Bears to win this 23-17 in a relatively close game. The Sunday games is by far the best game of the playoffs with the Bills and Jaguars. In my opinion, these are the top two teams in the AFC, and whoever wins this game probably goes to the Super Bowl. The Jaguars are the hottest team in the NFL right now, and the only thing that's been in the way of the Bills in the playoffs has been the Chiefs, who aren't even here yet this year. This could go either way, and I really want to pick Buffalo, but I'm taking Jacksonville 31-24. Next game is Eagles 49ers, which I expect to be a low-scoring snooze fest. The Eagles have had offensive struggles all year, with Saquon just not being the same player and the passing offense not being good, but their defense has been really good and probably shuts down the 49ers offense. I think this one could go either way, but I'll take the Eagles 17-13. Finish off the game Sunday, the Chargers play the Patriots, and even though I'm not sold on the Patriots as legit contenders, I think they'll be able to handle the Chargers. Justin Herbert hasn't been good in the playoffs, and their O-line is in shambles right now. So I'm pretty easily taking New England 27-13, even though I think the Chargers defense is pretty underrated. Wild card weekend is the Texans Steelers on Monday night. The Texans have the longest win streak in the NFL and have one of the best defenses in the NFL, but the offense just hasn't been that good, unable to find much of a run game. And Stroud is behind the rough O-line. Tomlin has a really bad track record in the playoffs, and I just can't pick the Steelers to win a playoff game until I see it. So I'll go Texans 26-13. Moving on to the divisional round, the Texans will face the Broncos off the bye week. All season, Denver has just barely been getting by offensively and having a bunch of super close wins. This game will probably be really low scoring with neither offense being great, and it'll be a defensive battle between two elite defenses, and I think the Texans will advance to the AFC Championship 20-16. Another AFC divisional game, we got the Patriots and Jaguars. The Jaguars have been on a roll, and Lawrence is finally playing how he should be, and the defense is playing well. On the other side, Drake May might win MVP and is playing as good as any QB in the league. But this Patriots team has not been tested, only facing two playoff teams this year, with a record of 1-2 against them. And not to take anything away from what they've done, but I'm still skeptical. I think this turns out to be a great game with the Jaguars winning by a score of 28-24. Over to the NFC, we'll see the Rams and Seahawks face off. I think this game comes down to quarterback play, and we saw what happened in the playoffs the last time Sam Darnold went 14-3. So I think the Rams won 24-17 in a very good game between the best teams in the NFC. Next, we got the Eagles versus Bears, and even though the Eagles took a step back from last season, I'm still taking them to win this game. I don't trust the Bears in the playoffs, and even though the Bears embarrassed Philly in the regular season, I think Philly gets their revenge, and we remember what happened last time when the Bears played Philly in the playoffs at Chicago. I'll take the Eagles 24-21. The AFC Championship, we have a divisional matchup between the Texans and Jaguars. Looking back at when these two teams faced each other in the regular season, they split with the Jaguars winning Week 3 in a low-scoring game, and then the Texans winning in Week 11 led by Davis Mills in a 36-29 offensive battle, which was really before Trevor Lawrence started to turn it on. I'm going to have to go with the Jaguars 23-16 because I just can't see an offense like the Texans reaching the Super Bowl, and I just trust Trevor Lawrence more in the playoffs than Stroud, even though Stroud does have two playoff wins through two seasons. For the NFC Championship, we have the Eagles versus Rams. Same as the Texans, I don't think the Eagles can make the Super Bowl with such a stagnant offense, and even though they won a Super Bowl with Hurts as QB last year, they're in a massive QB disadvantage this game without being able to rely on their run game too. I think their defense will only be able to hold up for so long before the Rams start to pick them apart. So I'll have the Rams winning 27-19 to advance to the Super Bowl to play Jacksonville. Now for the Super Bowl between the Jags and Rams. They faced each other earlier in the season, and the Rams absolutely dismantled them, but that's before they started to figure it out. The Rams definitely have more experience with Stafford and McVay having a Super Bowl ring, and the Jaguars and Liam Cohen not having much experience, even though I still do trust Trevor in the playoffs. This Rams offense has been absolutely rolling this season, being first in points per game, yards per game, and touchdowns per game, with a good run game behind a very good O-line, and maybe the best receiver in the game, Puka Nacua, along with the NFL receiving touchdown leader, Devontae Adams. I'm going to take the Rams to win the Super Bowl, with Stafford and McVay getting their second rings in a 28-17 victory.